everyone. I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And I am Minx.
And today we're looking at yet another chick tract. Yes, we have the TheRpgMinx today. And if you don't know who she has a lovely channel that you can check out right here. Does lots of video game things. Has over 1 million subscribers, which is amazing.
That's like, we have 9% of that at best.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for having me, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing some crazy chick tract shit.
Yes, so today we're looking at a chick tract that asks the question, is Santa Claus the greatest problem facing our youth today?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so here we go.
Yes, that's just, done. Video done.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, later.
You can go to our Patreon at the link.
Anyway. Kill!
Live? I don't...
Stand back!
Is that how debates go?
Yeah.
Kill! No, live!
That one guy in the back, he's the only one who's saying live though, and he's the angry one. Good for him. He has a very pro-life stance. Anyway. We'll now speak with Harry's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Garner. Tonight their son will be executed. I'm sure we'll handle this as gently as we possibly can.
We can't believe this is happening. Harry was such a sweet little boy.
No, he wasn't. He's been an asshole.
He is,
No, he's been an asshole.
He is a complete asshole. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't be in this situation. My baby would never do a thing like that. He was so innocent.
So why do they call him the monster, and why did he rape 72 babies?
Well, they were... in my son's defense, sir, or ma'am...
They were
you
asking
look like
for
Marilyn Manson a little bit, so you're androgynous and kind of scary.
The music industry isn't what it used to be, I'll have you know.
Okay, so you are Marilyn. Alright. Well, Marilyn Manson, I'll tell you what the issue was. They were very slutty babies.
Oh, God.
I could see it. I could see that.
Just those poses.
They were just all they were wearing were blankets. They were just swaddled in blankets in the baby place in hospitals that I can't think of the name for.
Nursery?
The NICU. Right?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
And all those hospital procedurals.
Where the babies live in hospitals. Let's leave it at that.
The point we need to make is that he raped 72 of them and they were sluts. Mm-hmm. Let's go back in time and watch Harry's childhood.
Mommy, look, my tooth fell out.
Oh my, let's see, honey. That means the Tooth Fairy is coming tonight.
Wait, there's a fairy that specifically deals in human teeth.
Yeah. She sort of peddles them as drugs, I believe, afterwards to people who have a teeth fetish. It is a thing. I looked it up on Wikipedia.
Okay, so here's what I think we should do, Mom. The thing is, we can cut out the middleman here. I have tons of baby teeth. We just knock those out. We keep all of the money. We get a whole bunch of blow. Things might get a little weird. Maybe an Oedipal thing going on. I don't know, but the point is, I feel like this could be the start of something beautiful.
Sounds like a plan, son. I'm gonna go and get the hammer right now.
So the Tooth Fairy, who's she anyways? The thing?
She's a magical lady. She flies around and gives money when you leave her your tooth.
That's a little unbelievable, but I am 8, so I will believe what you were saying.
She creeps in at your window at night and goes under your pillow when you're sleeping. And now you've heard this story, you'll never want to sleep ever again.
That sounds like our neighbor. He does that sometimes, but he doesn't go into the pillows. He goes into the sheets.
I just realized how fucked up... the story of the Tooth Fairy is, though. It's a fairy that after your tooth gets knocked out, it takes your old tooth from underneath you.
Yeah.
And then gives you and it keeps the tooth.
Crusted
Someone's
with
gotta be
so weird. What a weird myth to make up.
What else are you gonna do with human body parts? You gotta sell them.
That's where they get false teeth sets from in Asia, and from what I understand.
I believe that. That's believable enough where I'd be like, I don't know about the fairy part, but the rest of it, yeah, totally. It's a racket between the parents. I could see this. How do I give her my tooth?
You put it under your pillow like this, and when you wake up, you'll find money here.
I mean, I feel like there's an easier... She could get a P.O. box and we could send it to her, and maybe PayPal's a thing now. They only take 5%, I think, now. That could work out for her. That could be more lucrative. She saves on travel cost.
I think that's you should obviously be an entrepreneur guide for tooth fairies out there, because I mean, even simple, just leaving it on. Why does it have to be under the pillow? Why can't it be I don't know, in a cup on your bedside table or something like that?
I know, she's not very good at her job. She must be like the Breaking Bad Heisenberg of the tooth racket. She's killing all of her competition.
I reckon she kneecaps them and she's like, if any other tooth fairy intrudes on another one's turf, blood is shed every time from what I've heard.
She beats him in the face and then takes their teeth and is like, I'm making an example of you. I'm not even going to sell these. These are my trophies.
It's like a tooth necklace.
Bathes in dead teeth.
Ew.
Yeah.
The sound that would make sounds satisfying, though, in my head.
Very clacky.
Yeah.
I know you'll come, Tooth Fairy, 'cause Mommy promised she'd never lie. And then I'm thinking of you with a bag of money. It's like a sexy fairy, though. It's not just a normal one, 'cause I'm
Kind of sexy, yeah.
I'm 8, and feelings are starting to stir within me. I don't understand them yet.
I think he's probably...
But they're coming.
I think he's probably overestimating how much money the tooth fairy is going to bring him. You know, that looks like he's just asking for disappointment if he's thinking that sack of cash is for him.
Maybe it's just like she's really tiny, so it fills 1/4.
Harry, guess what? Santa Claus is coming to town.
When, Daddy? When? I'm like 8, maybe 5. I'll give you some
That's 3
leniency.
years of difference.
And
so much development happens in those 3 years.
No, don't worry about it. And I've never heard of Santa Claus before. I don't understand the concept of Christmas, and I'm verbal. Very verbal. So go ahead and explain the concept of Santa.
He's a old guy. He lives in an inhabitable zone up north, kind of Arctic Circle-y. He hangs around with little people. But it's not slavery. It seems like slavery, but they also seem kind of happy there. He has a beard. He drinks nothing but hot cocoa and eats nothing but cookies. I don't know how he's alive. Maybe he supplements with vitamins. Takes like a Centrum. I don't know. He has a wife, but she doesn't get to do anything ever. She's just there.
And this is in no relation to the Tooth Fairy. These are 2 separate people.
Yeah.
Both having very strange lives that are separate.
Yeah, pretty much the only thing is that they give you shit for either no reason or a tooth.
Life's weird, man.
Yeah, they have strange occupations. Anyways, he's coming next week.
Look, Daddy, I picked up my toys and Mommy says I've been very good.
Santa knows,
He's
son.
always watching.
It's weird. Yeah.
See,
Disembodied voice knows.
Oh my god, that radio as well.
He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. That's my rendition of the song.
He knows.
Yeah.
Ooh, I liked hers better.
Yeah, she was better at it. See, the thing is, though, when Santa watches kids, he's doing his job. If I do it,
Yeah.
then it's a big deal. Get
Then
on
the
a
cops
list.
get called and...
Yeah.
It's a whole big thing. Really, you're wasting everyone else's time. If I want to spend my time park adjacent and my head with binoculars happens to look at your children, maybe that's on you. Maybe don't take your kids to that park anymore.
It's like bird watching, but with tiny humans that I could have if I wanted them.
Maybe never go outside. That's the best way of protecting your children. Never let them leave the house at any point.
I'm going to get them either way, so do what you're going to do with your kids.
Ooh, I'm excited to be Santa.
Okay. I can't believe it. I get to talk to Santa. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm not facing anyone. I'm just really excited.
You're a weird child.
Santa, your lap is really pokey.
That's... That's my erection.
I'll never forget this day.
I bet he won't.
No, he won't. No, he will not.
Now I know Santa's for real.
You know I'm real. You felt it.
Right, Mom? Anyway.
Christmas morning.
Wow, thank you, Santa Claus. I love you. I'll never stop believing in you, ever.
Shall we tell him?
You
He's
tell
at his happiest moment possible right now. We should ruin it.
Yeah, I think this is the appropriate moment to break to our son that Santa doesn't exist. Otherwise, he might have a happy Christmas, Dan. We wouldn't want that, would we?
But at least Santa gave him the proper Godzilla and not shitty Matthew Broderick Godzilla.
Fair.
What else has he got there? He's got a poster, and a telescope, a Godzilla.
That might be.
It's a suit. I think it's a Superman scooter.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was like holding a bit of paper. You're right. That's really cool.
And half a tree that's hung up somehow.
So this family's pretty well off, They're obviously, it's all those tooths that they're flogging to Asia. Anyway, you tell him.
I'm not gonna break his heart. Why am I always the bad guy?
Look.
This is bullshit, Brenda.
Like, in this family, we made a promise that I'd always be the good person and you'd be the bad person because there was that...
Yeah, that stopped when you stopped sucking my dick.
There was that time you punched me and I didn't go to the cops, and that was the trade-off.
Okay, that's fair. You're right. That was pretty bad. I didn't even drink that day. I just fucking hated your face.
3 months later...
Next Sunday, we will have our Easter egg hunt right after sunrise service.
Wow! The Easter Bunny is coming!
Have you ever been to a sunrise service? They're fucking awful.
I'm 5 to 8 and don't know it's not okay to shout out in church randomly.
It's really not. Actually, now I've got my eye on you, which is the last thing you want a priest to have on you.
It's okay.
Well, it's the second. It's the second least thing you want on you.
I know the drill. Last December, I was with a very suspicious Santa. He took me in the back to check if I was good, and he said the only way to do that was with my butthole.
Did you do it? I'm asking for a friend. This is like confession.
You know, if you go on the right websites, I honestly think it's recorded somewhere. You can't get to it via Google, but
deep web?
It's deep web.
Not that I would.
I'm somewhere on the deep web.
Not that I would have a server that accesses the deep web.
On the plus side, his parents made up for the catastrophic anal trauma by giving him good Christmas presents.
That'll do it. If he didn't
have catastrophic anal trauma, here's Godzilla.
Oh boy!
To remind you of the wreckage.
Oh god.
Are you Jesus?
You need to be the Easter Bunny right now.
Like, this isn't even the Easter Bunny the church hired, it's just like a random guy that happens to be walking past in a body outfit.
He's just a furry on the way to a con.
Yes.
Picked the wrong season to be a rabbit.
A basket is full of condoms.
Hey, at least he's a responsible furry.
If this kid bangs this bunny, then he's like 2 for 2 so far.
He didn't get the fairy
holiday
though, did he?
figures. No, he didn't.
But it looked like that fantasy was like he was touching himself, so it looked like in spirit.
Don't tell me that dream wasn't a little wet.
Right.
Oh my god.
But it was like early wet, so nothing really came out. It was just like a little moist.
Yeah. Not enough to change the underpants.
Guys
Just
know-
enough to question it.
Young guys know what I'm talking about.
God. I'm so disappointed in everything we've ever done or said or felt as people.
The day, oh god, all the other shit that happened to him, this is it. The day that changed Harry forever.
There is no Santa Claus. Everybody knows that.
No, I'm on fire, I think.
What? Your mom and dad lied to you.
Yeah, I'll kill both of you. Also, someone please put this fire out. Oh my god, who animated this? It looks like I'm on fucking fire.
Jerry, why is this kid on fire? Did you light him on fire?
Yes.
I need to pick better friends. You're kind of weird.
It was just a prank gone wrong, that's all. It was only a little bit of gasoline.
Mrs. Garner, this is Principal calling. Harry has been arrested.
What?
An 8-year-old has been arrested.
Look at her face.
I'm so shocked I only have 2 teeth now.
What? He's only 8 years old.
I know, there's no precedent for it.
Breaking news! A terrorist act in Main Street Elementary School ends in the death of a student. His identity has been withheld pending notification of the parents. The youth responsible is in police custody. The school has been shut down as parents try to cope with this tragedy.
Oh, you better shape up your reporting there, otherwise you'll never end up on Fox.
Why is he tied down?
For his protection.
No.
Mom, Dad, help me! Everyone said you're liars, but I defended you. I stabbed him over and over. Until there's just nothing but blood. No more lies. Only blood. Santa's real, right, Mom and Dad?
Look at their faces.
Well, you're, See, what happened, okay, she didn't... So I punched your mom, and then
Okay.
she stopped sucking my dick.
Okay.
And then we sleep in separate beds sometimes, and so now I have to tell you because I'm the bad guy now per agreement.
He is the bad guy, son.
Brenda.
Just listen to him.
Thank you so much, lovely wife.
It's what I'm here for, to support and love you as best I can.
Yeah, you can support me by stop wearing turtlenecks. It's disgusting. You're ridiculous. Your mom and I pretended to be Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy. Your mom, granted, looked super hot in the Tooth Fairy costume. I was actually Santa Claus. So this is weird.
So God and Jesus are fairy tales too?
How could you... That's not a natural extrapolation, I don't think.
It kind of is, because
Maybe.
they're magical. I mean...
Jesus and God are nothing like Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny or the Fairy, Tooth Fairy.
Well, they they watch you and they punish you or reward you according to their rules.
Brenda, will you talk to this kid? He doesn't...
Well, you see, Jesus and God, they're real because it's in this book called
You're
the
doing
Bible.
awful.
And
Hey, but what about this book? This is a book about Santa, and here's another book about Santa, and here's a movie with Jim Carrey that has Santa in it, and here's a movie with Tim Allen that has Santa in it. Here's a movie with the guy from The Big Lebowski that has Santa in it, and here's another Santa
I think
movie.
we should just leave, darling. He's done for.
This Tooth Fairy movie has Larry the Cable Guy, so it's worthless.
Those are all irrelevant because they weren't written by God. This book was actually penned in his own blood.
Are
by
you sure God didn't have a hand in like the Tooth Fairy 2? Because that was god awful.
Son, was that a pun? I will have no puns in my home.
You lied to me. You promised you'd never lie.
Oh, he's still missing the tooth. Look at that.
That's attention to detail.
Promising your kids you'll never ever lie to them, not a good thing to tell a
why.
child.
I mean, even if you didn't turn into a murderer, which, let's face it, is an unlikely outcome of you lying to them after you told them you're not going to lie. It's an unlikely outcome, but regardless, it's probably still going to upset them quite a bit when you actually fucking lie, invariably. When you say, I love you, darling, and that's a lie, and things like that.
Like, what we did in the Santa costume doesn't count. I was in character. It's just roleplay. Shut up. Come on, son. It was just a fantasy game. Wow, that joke unintentionally ran into this panel.
No, you're liars, and I'll never believe anything you ever say again, ever, about anything.
Oh, well then I'll just outsmart you. Santa Claus doesn't exist, and neither does Jesus or God, and killing people is the right thing to do.
Well, thank you for clearing that up. Now I know that they all exist, and we can go on living our lives as normal people, and we don't have to murder anyone else.
That was easy.
Yeah, that's exactly how you should raise your kids, everyone watching this video. Parenting advice.
Harry is moved to juvenile hall. 1 week later, Harry faces the court. What?
That's quite a fucking quick trial.
This is in that Back to the Future 2015 future where they've abolished all lawyers.
Oh, okay.
You little monster! Your schoolyard incident was your first offense, but last night you strangled your cellmate!
You have we have other children in this prison?
No, he was in.
Or are you just...
He was in with a 56-year-old bearded man.
Holy shit!
He reminded me of Santa. He deserved it. He wouldn't even let me sit on his lap and feel his Santa pole.
Holy shit!
The Santa pole is his penis, his fleshy Santa meat stick.
So ridiculous that this scenario has happened whatsoever.
I'm throwing the book at you! You will not get out until you're 18! Which is probably still an unreasonable age to release you since 18-year-olds are objectively worse and more cunty than 8-year-olds.
When I get out, you're next. Just look at how serious I am.
Well then you're not getting out. Like,
No.
that's how this works.
You passed your sentence. It's on now, bitch.
No, I can add whenever I want. I'm the judge.
You ready me to take that mustache for a ride, bitch? When I get out, I'm coming for it.
Wait. I can't tell if we're fucking or... I mean, when you're 18, it's fine. You're sexy now. I can't imagine when you develop.
I'm gonna fuck you so hard, I'm never gonna call you again.
I don't know if those run together.
I'm 8. I don't understand things.
Okay. 2 years later, who's this guy?
He's the priest, I think. The chaplain, yeah.
Okay, you're the chaplain
okay.
for sure. 'Cause I want to be Lorenz.
I'm gonna do
whoever this black guy is.
this is the voice, I think, perfectly.
Hurry, Jamal! I told you I'd be back!
Yo, Chap Lorenzo, how'd you sneak in? The warden hates your guts.
I got a friend in high places.
Was that like Jesus can get you into prisons?
Yeah,
Easier
yeah,
joke?
So. Yeah, he smuggles you in inside a Bible that another chaplain's holding.
The show Prison Break would have been over in 5 minutes if he was Christian. Fact.
He'd just be like, please, Lord, get me out of here, and it's done.
Why doesn't everyone do this?
You said you had a hard... Sorry. You said you had a hard question for me, Jamal?
Yeah, I heard Jesus is just another fairy tale, which is not the hard question. That's extra. The hard question is, what is better, Coke or Pepsi?
I like classic Coke when it was available myself.
In like a glass bottle?
Yeah.
It's refreshing, especially in the summertime, like it is right now.
You can't beat a root beer float, if you ask me.
Is it just...
That wasn't an option, Lorenzo.
I feel like this guy is what Jonathan Frakes did after Star Trek The Next Generation.
Oh, wow.
He appeared in this comic as an animated character.
But anyway, let me answer your deep question. Only a fool would believe that. Done, dusted, dismissed.
You're kind of an asshole. Fuck.
Jesus is real. He's no fairy tale. He's the most important person in the universe. You don't mess around with Jesus. He's God Almighty and will judge you when you die.
That's not... None of that was a reason to... That was just like
I've
a
done
fear...
it. It's covered. Shut up.
Alright.
When he rose from the dead, there were over 500 eyewitnesses.
Wow, and they all knew it was him? Like immediately on sight?
Yeah, they were just like, Jesus, Jesus, as he did it.
Humph. Oh, that's the noise I make. Humph.
So it was kind of like the end of Mighty Ducks when they like pick up Emilio Estevez.
Pretty much exactly the same.
All right.
Let me tell
Okay,
you how it happened.
Okay, I was gonna buy it, but if you want to tell the story, I guess gotta finish this tract.
When Jesus left heaven to come to the dark, sin-cursed world, he was the light of the world.
Why are your eyes closed, man?
I'm partially blind.
So you're just like owning the rest of it?
I also just popped a boner, and it's pretty awkward, so I'm just trying to calm down. He was born a virgin and became a man. He never
Of course he was. Oh, never mind. I thought you said born a virgin. I was like,
Oh, yeah, sorry, born of a virgin.
Okay, I got it.
Became a man. He never sinned, and the world hated him, and still does.
If you want to get real here, no one's technically born a virgin. We all come out of a vagina. Ooh. True story. All of us fucking their moms.
That is true. I feel bad now.
Sorry, Mom.
It's okay, your mom liked it.
Well, I mean, like, the process was enjoyable, right? Like, I have a baby now.
I guess so. I like these pictures, by the way, on the next panel. They're just, who do we have? We have...
The only white guy has a pentagram on his forehead.
So we have a Muslim, a Wiccan, an Asian.
Just an Asian. Sir, you look Asian.
A witch.
Another Asian, but this time it's a woman.
It's an atheist woman Asian, I think, the middle one. And...
A fucking geologist.
I think he's Egyptian, though.
Paleontologist, sorry, he has a bone.
Yeah, so science in general, encompassing that.
The world is filled with evil people, liars, hypocrites, pagans, and God-haters. But Jesus came to pay for their sins, and everybody else's.
Even that witch?
No. She's a fucking bitch. When Jesus healed the blind and raised the dead, the religious crowd feared and hated him. When he exposed their lies, he was betrayed, beaten, and crucified without mercy.
Wasn't that part of the plan, though? Wasn't that like a good thing?
Wait. Just shut up.
I'm
talking here. I'm preaching.
Do your thing, man.
Jesus Christ, the one who created us, paid for our sins with his own blood. God's blood.
Ew. Ugh.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. I tried to do it dramatically. I apologize.
You put like a finger up to your ear. No one can see it, but you're like,
I know.
You're like the Mariah Carey.
That's what professionals do. They put their hand on the headphones.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
To save us from God's terrifying judgment, he died, but 3 days later, Jesus rose from the dead and later went back to heaven. He will forgive anyone who believes in him and receives him as their Lord and Savior.
That seems like a pretty analog way to deal with that sort of thing. Couldn't you have just been like, I forgive
Look,
you?
are you going to accept this or not?
I mean, I guess I'd be a fool to say no, but only because you told me I would be a fool to say no.
Exactly. Then let's pray. What about you, Harry?
It's all a lie. I don't want any part of him.
Whoa, you just turned God down, motherfucker? He died for us and you slapped him in the face!
Jamal got saved that day and was released 3 years later. Wow, a whole 3 years? Good for him.
And all he did was rape 26 babies.
That's alright. It could have been 28.
And he was a Christian in the end, so that means he's reformed.
What about Harry? 10 years after his release from juvenile hall, Harry made the 10 most wanted of the FBI.
Right next to Osama bin Laden.
He was soon captured and sentenced to death for his vicious crimes. We don't know what the crimes were, but apparently they were on par with flying planes into full buildings in New York City. Whoops.
Osama bin Laden, though, like, yeah, he's dead now, but when this was written, he was not. That's actually a pretty accurate Osama picture.
It's not terrible.
It's not bad.
I've seen worse.
It's a good caricature.
The day before his execution.
The chaplain's here, Harry.
I don't want to see him.
Oh,
this is
it's
the
Jamal.
voice I grew into.
Jamal is the chaplain. He's become a chaplain.
Oh my god. Oh, yes you do, motherfucker! Remember me, Harry?
Jamal, I can't believe it.
I know I shaved the cornrows off, so now you know that I'm just like a nice guy and not scary to white people. I've never stopped praying for you. Like, at all, since I left. You know, that's been like 20 years.
That's a long prayer.
It's a terribly long prayer. That's why I had to visit. I was getting kind of annoyed.
I mean, you can stop now if you want.
No, it's almost over, but Jesus still loves you, man.
Well, I don't love him.
Well, then, I mean, that's it.
Oh, that's the end
No,
of the
he doesn't love you anymore. It's done.
This is like the end of the story?
Yeah, we only had 21 panels.
Oh, bum it. Harry blew his last chance. He was executed 4 hours later.
Do you want to be God?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think of an appropriate voice. I'll just use my normal one. I did everything I could do for you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. That's from Matthew 7:23, apparently.
Thanks, God. Jesus is no fairy tale. You will face him on the day of judgment, apparently, according to this.
So...
And that's the end of the story. Apparently, he fucking fried for whatever terrorist acts he was committing or crime or whatever.
I mean, I don't think...
God.
Why is it like, we will forgive you for being on the 10 most wanted FBI list, which right next to Osama bin Laden, assuming that he's extremely violent. Why is forgiving him and letting him be saved into heaven better than being like, you know, if you accept Jesus, you won't be such a shitty fucking person anymore, and then everyone that's around you won't be collateral damage on your way to heaven?
I mean, like, in that last panel, he's fucked. Like, he's totally fucked anyway, but it was his last chance. Even though the exact same outcome would have happened, regardless of what he said to Jamal at that point.
Meh. What are you gonna do? I don't think Jack Chick thinks it out. He's just like, we gotta end with a picture of God, but without a face. Because he's like...
God has
that
no
secret-
face, don't you understand?
Yeah. He's like Nicolas Cage in Face Off, but before the Face Off. In the middle of the Face Off.
I like to imagine him as like a Mr. Potato Head, and you can like customize how he looks, like depending on his mood.
Like he can shove stuff in his face?
Yeah.
Totes. I could see that.
I actually am disappointed in the title panel for this, because when it says fairy tales, it's a big fat tooth fairy with tattoo,
And he looks like he talks like this.
That's the tooth
But
fairy
it was-
that ended up visiting him. We didn't see that panel, but
Oh,
it was
okay.
deemed
I
too
was like-
explicit.
so he thought it was a sexy one, but it wasn't.
No.
Alright, I'm not mad anymore, Jack. I'm sorry.
The fat tooth fairy is sexy in his own way. Some people like bears. That's a fact.
You know,
There's a app like Grinder, but it's for, bears.
Is it called Roar?
It's like Grizzler or something.
Grizzler? Why not just Grizzly?
It might
I
be
should be
that.
in charge of all the dating apps for every genre, because I have way better name. Like Grinder's not even a good name. Anyways,
Okay, so thanks everyone.
so pimp your channel.
Oh yeah, if you want to check out my channel, it's TheRpgMinx on YouTube. I do gaming videos, but it has been nice to be offensively atheistic for a single day. So thank you
That's
guys.
good. How's it feel to be on a channel that only has 90,000 subscribers instead of 1 million?
I'm devastated beyond belief.
Yeah, that's
Do
how
you
I
feel like all
every
your
day.
efforts are wasted at this point?
I had a great time, guys. It was really fun, and it's nice to do something like this. A lot of fun.
So, check out her channel at the Clickety Click.
Look at the clickety click. Look, I did a thing.
Click, clickety click, 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 click. So other than that, you can always follow us on Twitter at Bible Reloaded.
Follow Hugo at Hugo Reloaded. You have Twitter too. What's your Twitter handle?
It's at MangaMinx.
Manga Minx. There it is. Also, it's right next to the clickety click. Do you see that?
Clickety
Look how
click.
good I am at graphics.
You can always subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. You can check us out on our other channel at Unpopular Culture. You can donate to our Patreon. And I think that's it. So thanks, everyone. Until next time, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
Hi, Minx.
And this has been the Bible Reloaded.